This year, December is Obscure Characters Month, and I've decided to look to this year's Transformers Legacy toyline for some lesser known and cult favourite bots to talk about. So let's kick things off with the basics on the reptilian Decepticon, Iguanus. The original Iguanus toy was released in 1988. He was a pretender, a kind of transformer who hid his true robotic form inside a biomechanical outer shell. Iguanus transformed into a Cybertronian motorcycle, while his shell took the form of a bipedal lizard monster, giving him his name. A profile for Iguanus written by Marvel Comics writer Bob Budiansky characterized him as the Decepticon's terror trooper, who won battles by sowing fear among his enemies. He loved his monstrous pretender shell so much that he rarely took it off, and misguidedly believed he shared a special bond with Earth's reptiles. The story of how Iguanus became a pretender was told in Marvel's Transformers comic book, in which Decepticon Commander Scorponok used the resources of a human genetics laboratory to create synthetic organic shells for his troops as a new form of disguise. Iguanus received the spotlight in issue number 54 of the series, titled King Kong. This story saw the Decepticons use a weather control machine to generate a huge storm over Manhattan. Iguanus was charged with scaling the Empire State Building to plant a device that would draw the storm's energy down as one colossal lightning bolt that the Decepticons could convert into energon. The bolt would have destroyed most of the city in the process, if not for the intervention of the Autobot Micromasters, who knocked the device loose and ensured that Iguanus himself wound up being hit by the lightning instead. Iguanus's toy was discontinued in 1989, and his name wouldn't be heard again until 1996, when a new Iguanus was released in the first year of the Beast Wars toyline. Like many characters from the Beast era, this Iguanus was a separate individual who merely shared the name of the original. He was an evil Predacon demolitions expert specializing in sabotage, and transformed via a spring-loaded one-step process not into an iguana like you might think, but a frilled lizard. Iguanus didn't appear in the Beast Wars cartoon, but nevertheless he was one of a small number of non-show characters to get a second toy released in 1999 as part of the Transmetal 2 range, reimagined with monstrous biomechanical robot and beast modes. He would later make a few minor appearances in comic books published in the 21st century, which each took different approaches to the character. Between 2001 and 2004, he appeared in his Transmetal 2 form in the Transformers Universe comic published by official convention BotCon, serving as a minion of the evil Tarantulas. Then, between 2006 and 2007, he appeared in his original form in IDW Publishing's Beast Wars comics, as a member of a Predacon unit led by Magmatron. When the original Beast Wars Iguanus toy was released in the Japanese market in 1999, it was given a new colour scheme and sold as a different character, the cowardly, fast-talking Predacon con man, Crazy Bolt. He had a guest spot in the Japanese original animated series Beast Wars Neo, in which he and his partner in crime, Bazooka, tried to hijack the Maximal starship Gung Ho while its crew were on shore leave, only to be foiled by its captain, Big Convoy. Many years later, in 2016, Crazy Bolt and Bazooka also appeared together in the Prose series Beast Wars Uprising from the Transformers Collectors Club. These stories, set on a dystopian future Cybertron, depicted the pair as a romantic couple and members of the vigilante team, the X-Bots. Also in 2016, the name Crazy Bolt saw its first use in an American toy line with the debut of a new reptilian Decepticon in the Robots in Disguise series. This Crazy Bolt transformed from a muscle car into a robotic horned lizard, able to launch smaller Minicon robots from his mouth. As seen in the Robots in Disguise cartoon, he was a fire-breathing drag racer, fanatically devoted to a philosophical belief that true enlightenment was achievable only through speed. Together with his loyal Minicon partner and hype man Slice Dice, he pursued this dogma of illumination through acceleration by destroying everything that stood in the way of him moving at maximum velocity, from buildings to entire forests, until he was taken down by the Autobots. Amongst these alternate incarnations and related characters, the original Iguanus hasn't spent much time in the spotlight, only popping up for the occasional comic book cameo, the most notable being in IDW's 2006 Stormbringer miniseries. In this comic, Iguanus was part of a Decepticon cult gathered by Bludgeon to resurrect the super-powerful mega-pretender Thunderwing. It didn't go well for Iguanus, who was killed by his leader after Bludgeon was driven insane by testing unstable pretender technology on himself. In 2022, the Transformers Legacy toy line brought Iguanus back to the fore with a new figure that combined the different components of the original Pretender toy into one, transforming from a lizard-like robot mode based on his Pretender shell into a motorcycle. But even though it took 35 years for him to get a new toy, all the different characters he's inspired in between are proof that even an obscure bot like Iguanus can have a big impact on the world of the Transformers. And those are the basics on Iguanus, a cold-blooded kickoff to Obscure Characters Month. If you've enjoyed this look at Transformers history and lore, be sure to like, subscribe, and come back next time for more. Plus, if you support the show on Patreon, you'll get early access to new episodes.